Ephesians 4:25 says, "Therefore, having put away falsehood, let each one of you speak the truth with his neighbor, for we are members one of another." All my life, I've tried to figure out what I wanted to be when I grew up. When I was little, I wanted to be a farmer, then a marine biologist. I thought being a police officer would be a fun idea, and even toyed with going into the military. The decision of what to do when I grew up scared me so much that there were nights that I had a hard time falling asleep because I didn't know what I wanted to do. Then I decided to write a book with the help of a few friends, and I had a blast. I wrote two more just for fun, and then I decided I wanted to be an author. I told my friends, and they were supportive for the most part, until they realized that I was serious. One of my friends told me that creative writing was useless, and that really hurt. She was one of my closest friends, and if my friends knew how much I loved writing and they still thought it was a bad idea, what would other people think? Over the next few years, when people asked me what I wanted to be, I would usually tell them I wanted to be a scientist. I would tell them about how I wanted to bring Christ into a godless field, and how I wanted to follow my dad's footsteps, because he's a scientist. People loved that. They would tell me I'm smart and bold, but deep down, that's not at all what I wanted. I still wanted to write. One day, at the dentist of all places, I was reading Lord of the Rings, waiting for the dentist, and a hygienist came in, not the hygienist to clean my teeth, just a random hygienist, and asked me what I was reading. I showed him, and then before I could stop myself, I told him that I also like to write. He said that he liked to write as well, and pulled out his phone and showed me this doc that he had of all these characters that he had built and all these people in his world, and about how he wanted to write his book and someday be a published author as well. Once he left, I was like, wow, God, like that's so cool. I never expected that. This stranger helped me see that talking about my real interests instead of what I thought others wanted to hear led to conversations I actually wanted to be a part of. Then I found out about the Author Conservatory, a college replacement program where I would learn the craft of writing and how to build a business. I wanted to get into this program more than anything else. A few months later, the opportunity for a scholarship came about, and I applied just because. What was the worst thing that could happen? Then, a couple hours later, I found out that I had gotten the scholarship. When I had applied for the scholarship, I told God, if I don't get the scholarship, that's all right. I'll go in a year or two when I have enough money to go. But if I do get the scholarship, then I need you to help me provide the rest of the money. The way that the program is run makes it really hard to get scholarships, so this was a really big deal. Though I needed to start in June if I wanted to keep the scholarship, which was about 2 months away at that point. That evening, my parents and I made flyers to hang around my neighborhood advertising lawn and garden care. I thought applying for real jobs was more intimidating than starting my own business. On the flyer, I included a little about me section about how I'm saving up for college, and it ended with, "My dream is to change the world with my writing, and this neighborhood one lawn at a time." There, I had just announced to the world that I was going to be a writer. When people at lawn jobs ask me what college I'm saving up for, my first instinct is to usually say Liberty University, because that's where we were considering before the conservatory was an option. But usually I just smile and say a conservatory for writing and business, and brace myself for the head shake or the, "Don't you want to go to college and get a real degree?" that I've never really gotten, but I still fear. Instead, people light up and think it's so cool that a kid doesn't want to take the normal college route. Though it's still hard to tell people the truth, I know God doesn't want me to hide the gifts and desires He has given me. So I stand here today to boldly proclaim that I'm a writer, and I'm going to school to be the best writer I can be.